All right, let's try this again. Take two. Okay. All right. Welcome everyone. So, in the last video for the behind the scenes of the photo shoot, I said that I was gonna have my sister do a day in the life of eating my diet. Well, she was a little bit of a party pooper. She did eat somewhat like how I do when I was home, but it wasn't really for her. So that's okay. I have someone else that volunteered to eat like me, and that is my husband, Kevin. Just a little backstory, Kevin works nights, which means he wakes up more closer to 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, which compared to my diet, normally I eat breakfast around 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning, wait a few hours, eat lunch, wait a few hours, eat a snack if I'm feeling hungry, and then eat dinner shortly after that. So, but with Kevin being on nights, we changed it up a bit. So, for the first meal that we're eating together is going to be lunch. So, what our lunch entails, which we have the same lunch, is we both have wraps. Within the wraps, we have slices of chicken, reduced fat cheese, spinach. Sometimes if I have it, I throw in veggies in there as well. The wrap itself is a little different. It is a carb balance wrap, which means that it's mostly composed of fiber. As you've known from previous videos, or have heard, I eat a lot of carbs, or a lot of my carbs intake comes from fiber itself. Makes me feel better, and therefore we use carb fiber wraps. And on top of that, for a crunch, we have baked Cheetos. Yeah, are you ready to eat like me for the day?
Sure.
Sure, alright. We're gonna go have eat lunch. It's dinner time. Kevin's gonna give his opinions and thoughts about the lunch that we just had. We're now at dinner time, and before we show you guys what we're eating for dinner, my husband's gonna give his thoughts on lunch. How was lunch?
Lunch was alright. Sales were good. It wasn't too bad.
It wasn't too bad. Would you eat it again?
Yeah.
And what could you do that would be different?
Add more meat, less mustard.
Less mustard? Whatever. That's the best part. No, I'm just kidding. The meat's the best part. Alright, so now we're I know I had a snack in between. Did you have a snack in between?
Not really.
No. Well, actually, funny story. I was actually out between lunch and dinner getting stuff for the photo shoot that's on Wednesday, and oh my goodness, talk about tough. It's winter time, so everything, not everything, but the things my photographer suggested to go out and buy was not in stock at most places, so I had to run around to different stores and stuff to find something that was suitable for the photo shoot or what she recommended. So that took a while. That's why we're eating dinner late. But for dinner, what we're going to have is we are having. So this is what is it? It was a round eye of round steak or something. Well, whatever kind of steak it was low in fat. And on top of that, so we made a quick tomato sauce. Little disclaimer, growing up, I'm used to having like 5+ hour tomato sauce cook on top of the stove, so the flavor really like seeps in and tastes oh so good. But this one's quick, so the flavor is not exactly the same, but it's the type of sauce that you can make in like a pinch. And we actually cooked it together, so that was kind of nice. And then for noodles, instead of regular noodles, because they're high in carbs, low in fibers, we went with local black bean noodles. That is pretty much half the fiber and taste okay, you know, but we'll see how he'll like it. Do you think you're going to like it?
It's not too bad. It's a little rubbery.
Well, yeah, what do you expect? But, yeah, that's going to be our dinner, and then I'll update you guys afterwards on how he thinks it is, and then we'll probably wrap it up with dessert. Alright. Ate dinner, which didn't take too long, and that was actually pretty tasty compared to what ingredients that we were using, or considering the fact that the ingredients that we were using. And normally, or on most days, I don't really have dessert, but if I'm craving dessert, there's a few options that I go for. One of them is, and the most, not most important, the one option that I choose the most is the one option that I've been using since I was actually in college. And I don't need a lot of sweets or huge quantity of sweets or something sweet tasting in order to curb my crave. So I only have a little bit, And yes, I know there's other options that are less in calories to eat or to have when having a sweet craving. However, I don't have either the means to do it. I know one big thing is to make your own at-home like ice cream with a blender. Well, my blender sucks, so in the meantime, can't do that. There's different ice cream flavors as well that I could use. But my favorite option that I use for desserts is I just have a little bit of carb balanced ice cream and sugar-free caramel. That's it. Just one serving, maybe a little bit more sugar-free caramel, and that's it. Sweet craving done. For those who are starting off on their journey, it just depends on the person, right? I can just speak from my own experience that years and years of doing different diets, doing different exercise programs, I don't need a lot to curb my sweet appetite or my craving for sweets, and this is what works best for me. If you find yourself, your body is a little different, then you just gotta find out what best suits for you. My husband's over there eating his ice cream, which we can both agree on is probably his favorite part of this whole eating the day like me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he's over there eating his ice cream. This last part, I didn't want to do too long. Unfortunately, we weren't able to make breakfast just because of the time that he woke up today for being on night shift. And that's it for this behind the scenes of eating the day in the life. Hopefully one day I can do more of this. This is just starting off. With that being said, I have ice cream to have, and we gotta finish watching some Cobra Kai, if you can't tell by the background. Alright, next video that you guys should be, or that will be coming out is the final video on the whole process of this photo shoot, as well as behind the scenes of the day of the actual photo shoot. Show you like a before and after that day, my final thoughts on this whole process, and what I'm going to be doing moving forward. So with that, everyone, I will see you guys next time.